You know the story. Adam and Eve believed Satan, and they sinned, despite the fact that they were told that if they made that choice, they would die. But did they, die? I get asked that question a lot. Why in the world didn't Adam and Eve drop dead the moment they sinned? And the answer to that question is actually found in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 8. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Please don't miss this. Jesus is called the Lamb that was slain from the foundation of the world. In other words, the plan of salvation was part of the building blocks that went into creating planet Earth. God knew the chance he was taking when he created human beings with free will. He knew that someday somebody might choose to reject his love, and when they did, they would fall under the curse of sin and death. Before creating us, God knew that he too had a choice. If his creation did in fact sin, he could let them pay for their sin by letting humanity die. God could have chosen to do that, but he also had another choice. He could risk his own life to save them. Of those two choices, which did he choose? Well, God chose salvation, which means that before he spoke a word to create the world, he first created the plan of salvation. Again, you know the story. Adam and Eve sinned. I can only imagine what was going through their minds when they sinned and they lost their robes of light. The air grows cold around them, and they feel this sickness in the pit of their stomach. They must have thought, this is it. I'm going to die. And now here comes Jesus walking through the garden, and he's calling for them. Maybe they thought he was coming, to finish the job. After all, he did tell them they were going to die if they ate the fruit. Maybe they thought that Jesus was coming to make them pay for their sin. Imagine what it must have been like for Jesus, who wasn't coming to execute them, but instead he was coming to save them. You see, the reason Adam and Eve didn't die that day is because the moment they sinned, Jesus called into action the plan of salvation, and he offered his life in exchange for theirs. They didn't die that day because one day Jesus would die in their place. All they had to do was put their faith in Jesus' determination to save them. And that was our nugget for today. Again, have a look at your lesson, and we'll see you tomorrow.